Have you ever felt that there's something odd behind all the news about Jungkook in the military camp? There is one mysterious figure who is always around him, guarding, protecting, and making sure he's okay. But who is he? Why does he never appear in the news? And why do so few people know of his existence? Since entering the military, BTS Jungkook has not given many updates to the fans. All information about him can only be known through official reports or leaks from people who happen to see him. But there is one interesting thing that has started to be discussed in the fan community: the existence of a figure who is always near Jungkook. This figure has appeared several times in leaked photos from the military camp, but his identity remains a mystery. Some fans suspect that he is one of the military seniors tasked with mentoring Jungkook during his training. However, there are also those who believe that this person is a personal bodyguard assigned to ensure the safety of BTS Golden Magne. In the South Korean military system, incoming soldiers are mentored by their seniors, especially in the early weeks of training. But in Jungkook's case, reports suggest that this figure is always nearby, even outside of formal training sessions. This is certainly not unusual. Jungkook is indeed a big idol whose status is arguably equivalent to a national asset, so it's only natural that the South Korean government provides extra protection. But is this figure really a bodyguard? Or is it an officer with a special position? Several theories have emerged among ARMY. Some say that this figure is an elite soldier assigned to guard celebrities undergoing conscription. If this theory is true, it means that Jungkook does get special treatment that is rarely given to other soldiers. However, there are also other speculations that are more surprising. Some fans suspect that this figure is an old friend of Jungkook who happens to be serving in the same unit. It could be that they already knew each other before Jungkook entered the army, and now this person has a role as a kind of mentor or protector for Jungkook in the harsh military environment. Actually, this is not the first time a K-pop idol has received special protection during the draft. A few years ago, there were reports that celebrity soldiers were often placed in certain units that were more closed off from the public. This is done to maintain their privacy and safety. But in Jungkook's case, the presence of this mysterious figure made things more interesting. Observant fans began to gather evidence. In some of the leaked photos, there was one person who was always near Jungkook, both in training formations and in other activities such as eating or resting. This person always seemed to be on guard and was often seen communicating with other soldiers, as if giving instructions. So, does this mean that Jungkook is really getting a special escort? Or is this just a coincidence? So far, there has been no official confirmation from the South Korean military. However, the fact that Jungkook is one of the most famous celebrities in the world makes the possibility of extra protection very plausible. With this much popularity, the risk of interference from outsiders or even fellow soldiers could be possible. For fans, this certainly brings mixed feelings. On the one hand, they are happy that Jungkook seems to be in good hands, with someone ready to take care of him. But on the other hand, it also brings up an overwhelming sense of curiosity. Who exactly is this person? And will he stay by Jungkook's side until his enlistment is over? What is clear is that the presence of this figure makes Jungkook's military journey even more interesting to follow. And as always, ARMY will definitely continue to find out more about what's really going on behind the scenes. Some time ago, a former soldier who had served in the same unit as Jungkook had leaked a little information on a military forum. According to him, not all soldiers get the treatment that Jungkook experienced. He admitted that there was indeed one figure who always ensured the idol's safety in the camp, but that person was not just an ordinary senior. He is not just an ordinary soldier, but someone with special training, said the source. This statement sparked speculation again. If this is true, it means that the South Korean military has set preventive measures to avoid possible disturbances or problems during Jungkook's military service. This makes sense, given Jungkook's global influence. However, there is something even more interesting. One of the photos leaked to the public shows Jungkook chatting quite intimately with this figure in the rest area. This raises the suspicion that they may have more than just a senior and junior relationship in the military. Did they already know each other before? Or has Jungkook been given someone who specifically serves as his guardian or protector during his time in the military? Until now, This mystery is still a hot topic of discussion among fans. But one thing is for sure, the existence of this figure shows that Jungkook is not going through the wall alone. He is in an environment that remains concerned about his safety, both from outside threats and the pressures within the military system itself. However, a bigger question arises. Will this figure remain by Jungkook's side until his enlistment is over? Or after the basic training period ends, will Jungkook mingle more with other soldiers without special protection? ARMY will certainly continue to follow this development. And who knows, one day, this mysterious figure might be revealed to the public perhaps as someone who has been playing an important role in Jungkook's journey in the military. One of the latest speculations among armies is the possibility that he is part of a special security unit for celebrities who are serving in the military. While the South Korean government has never officially acknowledged any preferential treatment for idols, several cases in the past have shown that the military does provide extra protection for influential public figures. In fact, a former soldier who served in the same unit as a military celebrity a few years ago said that there are procedures that are not common for ordinary soldiers. They are placed in certain units, with stricter supervision and limited access to the outside world for safety. If this is true, then it is not surprising that Jungkook received similar treatment, or even more exclusive, considering his extraordinary popularity. This figure also attended special events? Even more interesting, some fans noticed that this mysterious figure was also seen on several other occasions that did not involve regular military training. At an official ceremony held at the camp, he was seen standing not far from Jungkook, watching him closely. In fact, at ceremonial events like this, soldiers usually gather according to their respective units, without any special groupings. The fact that this person remained around Jungkook seemed to confirm that his duties were not just as an ordinary senior, but more towards security or personal protection. Some fans even began to compare this security pattern to several other celebrities who had served in the military, including famous actors who also received similar protection. However, there is one thing that is still uncertain. Was the presence of this figure a decision from the military, or was there interference from BTS's agency, HYBE? Speculation of HYBE's involvement in Jungkook's security. It is no secret that HYBE pays great attention to the security of its artists. Even before entering the military, Jungkook was always accompanied by a personal security team in all his activities, both at home and abroad. So, is it possible that HYBE has an influence in Jungkook's security during his military service? According to some fans, HYBE may have discussed with the military to ensure that Jungkook remains safe. Although they cannot place personal guards directly in the camp, they may be able to make a special request for soldiers to be assigned to guard Jungkook. This makes sense considering the history of how big agencies handle their idols during their military service. Several senior idols from previous generations are also known to have received special treatment in terms of security, although this has never been officially confirmed. If HYBE really has a role in the assignment of this mysterious figure, then it could be that he is not just an ordinary soldier, but someone who has been selected with certain qualifications, both in terms of military experience and the ability to carry out tasks that are more than just guiding his juniors. What is clear is that the presence of this figure adds a layer of mystery to Jungkook's military journey, making fans even more curious and relieved to know that BTS's golden magne is in the right hands. What do you think? Is this just a coincidence? Or is there something bigger going on? Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments column and stay up to date with the latest news about Jungkook only here.